Hi everybody, welcome back to our sensory craft week. This week we are making tactile arts and crafts that we can do together, and I'm going to show you the demonstrations. We've talked about some of these in older videos, but today this week I'm going to do them hands-on with you. So today we're going to do Oobleck, which is a 2-ingredient recipe, and it has an optional fun third ingredient that you can add in if you would like. The one ingredient is water and the other ingredient is cornstarch. There are some other alternates with like borax and other slime-like ingredients. You're more than welcome to look them up. The easiest one I know of is the cornstarch. You can also add food dye optionally if you would like. So I am going to add food dye today. We're just going to see what it does. So Oobleck will be what we call like non-Newtonian. It will neither be liquid nor solid all the time. It is going to ooze around and be pretty liquidy in our container, but if we try to pick it up with our hands and we apply some kind of force or pressure to it, it will be more solid. It will react and solidify. So I'm going to start with water, and I'm using a 1/2 cup measure here. The key is that it is 1 part water, so whatever amount of water you're going to use, like I said, today we're using a 1/2 cup, to 1.5 to 2 parts, depending on your cornstarch or your borax or whatever. So 1.5 to 2 parts of your solid mix. If you're going to add food dye, now's the time to do it before you start mixing. I'm going to do green and see if we can get it to look almost like slime. You don't need many drops of food dye, 1 to make a mess and 2 to dye your water. So I'm going to go in with about 2 drops probably. Well, maybe even just 1 big drop. That looks pretty good. I have a spoon here today for mixing just because I am recording and I need to be able to operate my technology. But I encourage you to do this with your hands if you can. So that's what my water looks like. I'm actually going to leave it that color. We'll see what we get. So next, we need to have our 1/2 cup of cornstarch. So I'm just going to dig in here and see if I can measure out a 1/2 cup. And I'm going to start with an amount that is about the same as the water, and then I'm going to build as I need it. So I'm going to dump this cornstarch in. It might make a big powder cloud. Woo! Definitely a little bit messy. That's okay. We're here for a sensory experience. So we are going to start to mix. And again, I really recommend you get in there with your hands if you can tolerate it. Again, I'm only using a spoon. I'll get in there with my hands at the end. I'm only using a spoon right now so that I can operate my technology if need be. You just want to get in there and really break up the bits and pieces. And you're looking for almost like a milkshake sort of consistency with it. So right now, with equal parts in there as I'm stirring and everything is kind of breaking up and becoming all mixed in, I don't have any real big chunks. It's still pretty liquidy. So if I were to pour it from my spoon, you see that's pretty liquidy. So I'm going to go in here and grab myself just a little bit more cornstarch. I only filled it up just a little bit. And I'm just going to add bit by bit. And I'm going to make sure that as I add it in, I'm mixing it in, I'm breaking it down, I'm making sure it's not too goopy or chunky. And I'm just going to keep stirring. And we're really starting to get a nice light lime slimy green. And I might have to scrape my spoon off, which is just fine. And again, I'm still getting a nice runny texture, but I'm also able to still apply force and have it react like a liquid. So I think we need to add a little bit more cornstarch. Just empty out that. And I'm going to scoop in a little bit more. And here's where you're just kind of adding until it's just enough. In the world of pasta making, we call it quanto basta, just enough. So the right amount. So that's what you do. You just add until it becomes thicker and thicker and thicker. And again, we would normally be in there with our hands, but I don't want to get my computer all ooey gooey. And then I wouldn't be able to bring you guys more videos. So I am going to pause this and I'm going to keep adding and I will come back with my finished result. See you guys then. All right, everybody. So it took almost about another half of a half cup. So I was it was almost exactly between a half cup and then another half of that half cup, so a quarter cup, and almost another whole half cup. So it truly is just whatever is the right amount. And you'll know because when you're mixing it with your hands, or as you can see, stirring it with your spoon or whatever, it will give you resistance, as if there is like really no more room in this water for any more cornstarch, but it will still run like a liquid. And I can show you, hopefully it'll pick up on camera, in my hands, if I grab some between my fingers and I provide movement, when it's between my fingers, it sticks and it's solid, but then the second it runs out, it runs like a liquid. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that solid, but then liquid ooze. And that's how you know you've done it. So that is Oobleck. Mine is green. You don't have to color yours. But I hope you make it and I hope you enjoy it. It is a little bit messy. You can't see my table or anything like that, but it is messy. So please set up precautions and be prepared to get a little messy. And like I said, the ratio is 1 part water to 1.5 or 2, somewhere in between there, parts of cornstarch. And if you're going to add the food dye, add it into the water before you add cornstarch. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you keep occupied and stay kind to one another, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!